she said. "You never get around to watching all those boring old films anyway. It's so anal, darling, to hoard." "I just like to know they're there. It's like church." "But you never go to church." "Exactly. But I know I could, if I wanted. It's there." She had tossed her shiny hair and clipped shut her briefcase. Then paused. She had stood still, like a fox scenting a rabbit a long way off through the undergrowth. Her nostrils flared. Maybe she could write a piece on it. That's what she was thinking. He knew her so well. Maybe one of her cuddly, tabloid Aren't Men the End pieces, with blush-making references to himself. Maybe something for a woman's glossy, Cosmopolitan or something. 10 New Grounds for Divorce. An amused, middle-class think piece for the Times. She spread her talents widely. My God, she even wrote for High Life. One of the 10 grounds for divorce, in his opinion. But Penny was in Positano, writing a travel piece for somebody or other. She was writing a lot of travel pieces lately. This, of course, was the real reason for his irritability. It was lonely, shuffling along to Marks and Sparks to buy a Serves One meal. By now he knew them by heart. Cumberland fish pie, disappointing, too much potato. Lasagna, a bit ersatz, but okay. They reminded him of periods in his life he preferred to forget. Besides, there was never quite enough in a Serves One, so he usually bought a Serves Two, which was just too much, of course. But being greedy, he always ate the lot, scraping out the foil dish, and then fell heavily asleep, waking in the middle of the night with heartburn. Then there was the wine problem. A half bottle wasn't nearly enough. Of course, not nearly. But a whole bottle was marginally too much, with the same results. Except when he woke, it was with a flaming throat and palpitations. When Penny was there, it was fine. She was a light drinker, which meant he could polish off practically the whole bottle, but not quite. Besides, he liked to chat. He liked her breezing in from the outside world, tut-tutting at the mess, and half-listening to the events of his afternoon. She was invigorating in a vaguely abstracted way. She had breeding, her father was a brigadier, and a home county's gloss to her. She sorted things out and got things done. She could be good company, amusing, full of gossip, especially when there were other people present. When they were alone, she was inclined to boss him about. She was at her best with workmen, good-natured but firm and authoritative. Rather the way she handled him, in fact. Otherwise, she treated him the way she treated the dog, with brisk testiness, especially when he got under her feet or stood in front of the fridge. He wasn't good at being alone. He got bored. He missed the bickering, the sulks, even the hours she spent on the phone when he was trying to watch the TV. Scents in the bathroom, perfumes she got as promotional freebies, lingered for days after her departures. Actually, they didn't exactly remind him of her. They reminded him of some idealized female presence, the sort of woman he had never met and certainly never married. The sort of woman who cooked him dinner unresentfully and laughed at his anecdotes even though she had heard them before, who didn't record over his videos, who didn't call him darling with an edge to it. Why did women only use endearments when they were particularly irritated or trying to make some sort of point? He got to his feet. George's tail thumped. He got up with difficulty and gazed up at Buffy, his eyes moist with devotion. Why had no woman, in all these years, ever looked at him quite like that? Buffy bought another pint from the landlord. He was new, an impossibly tanned, athletic type. God knew why he had decided to run a pub. The world was becoming filled with handsome, vigorous young men. They sprang up from nowhere, or sometimes from Australia, and ran the sort of enterprises that seemed vaguely beneath them, the sort of businesses which used to be run by boring old geezers you could rely on to be there year in, year out, forever. These new ones all looked as if they had just dropped in to do you a favour. This particular one was called Curtis. He'd heard the name, but the moment had